Welcome to my hobby prison. Doing some updates on Whiskey Juliet, let you know. I've driven her about, 125 miles. 127 miles. It's funny, it was 184,600 as I drove it with the no ATF fluid. And it's been doing real good. I checked the fluids. All the fluids are fine. Not everything's right with it. During my driving, it had a bounce to it, and it wasn't shifting right. And because of the bounce and the shifting, I thought it might have been the torque converter. We needed to change that, but we didn't. Thank goodness for Facebook groups, because the Whiskey Juliet, the WJ Facebook group that I belong to, not one of the guys in there said anything about the torque converter. Anyway, so what I did was I drove it down to AutoZone, put it on the scanner, came up with a lot of codes. 3 of them that stuck out. 2 were misfires on cylinder 3 and 6. And then the transmission fluid pressure switch. So what I did, it recommended a new switch for the transmission pressure and new coils and plugs on cylinder 3 and 6. Well, the coils and the plugs are brand new, so I didn't really believe that. But what I did was I cleaned up the spark plug. I cleaned and regapped the spark plugs in 6 and 3, and then I just replaced the coil on 3 and a new spark plug on 3, and I regapped the spark plug on cylinder 6. Put it all back together, drove it a little bit. I noticed that the bouncing was less. It's still there, but it was less. Drove it around a bit and had the scanner cleared, took it back, and I changed the switch out. I'll show you how I did that. It was pretty easy, but it's already done, but I'll show you what I did and how I did it. And took it back, had it rescanned, and the code I get now, it's not really a code. It suggested that I replace the fuel injector on cylinder number 6. So we're gonna do that today. But just some more things, not everything in it works. For some reason, the power windows and door locks started working, and then for a while, and then they stopped working for a while, and now they're working again. So there's a short somewhere, so we'll be looking at that. The bounce, the parking brake doesn't work. Well, it works a little bit, but it needs an adjustment, so we're gonna do that. The heated seats don't work. The switch on the driver's side lights when you turn it on, but it doesn't heat up. And then there's nothing on the passenger side, and the cruise control doesn't work. That's about all I can tell right now that's having problems with it. But unless I can think of anything else right off the bat, I'm going to show you how we changed out that switch on the transmission. By the way, this transmission this Jeep is equipped with is the 5-speed 545 RFE automatic. And the switch is located on the outside of the transmission on the passenger side towards the back. How I got to it, I used this is a 12-inch extension with a 1/4-inch drive, a swivel, and a number 8 socket. All right, we're under the vehicle right now, exhaust pipe, and man, I'm not in a very good spot to see it, but there it is right there. And it's got a red clip that I broke off, but you just pinch the connector and pull it out, and above it, I can't get to it, I don't have the vehicle jacked up, but right above it is that number 8 screw, and I came with that extension out this way and along here and just unscrewed it, took it out, put it in, and screwed it back in. It took about maybe 10 minutes max. Took longer to jack the vehicle up than it did to change that switch out, but that made a world of difference. Oh man, I'm getting pretty freaking old to be crawling around under a vehicle. Anyway, once I changed that switch out, man, it made a world of difference. That thing, it runs really good. So thank goodness I don't have to change that torque converter. I wasn't looking forward to doing that at all. So today we're gonna replace that fuel injector. I don't think it's gonna be too hard. I hope you enjoy the adventure. We're going to take an aside here because here's the fuel injector that came out of the Jeep. It's Mopar. Here's the one that I got to replace it. This is GP Sorensen. But if you'll see, they're different. This is the top. This is the top. It's the bottom. And the bottom, they're not quite the same. So I had to run to the auto parts guy, and he said, yeah, they're different, but it should work. I mean, everything else is the same. It's the same size, the connector's the same, but I was just curious. He said they'll work. And so we're going to install it right now. Hopefully it does work. Well, we're running out of battery, so I guess I better stop here. And not a bad job. Easy. Yeah, compared to a lot of other stuff that we've been doing. And, you know, fighting the flies and stuff. But I think we're going to call that a day. You know what? Before we do that, let's see if it cured the vibrating. Hopefully there's enough battery for that. I'll button back up. And I lost a 10mm socket. Shallow. So hopefully it didn't fall in anywhere that's going to interfere. We'll know in a second. I think we fixed it. It's got a little tiny vibration. And that's it. Wow. Good job. There's no engine light on either. Of course, when you disconnect the battery, it like hard resets. So we'll give it a drive, but dang, it's not bouncing at all. Fantastic. Man, that is so cool. Well, it's idling smooth. Probably gonna run really good. I'm excited. We're gonna take it out on a drive and see. And like I said, the battery's dying. We're gonna call it a day, but we're gonna call today a great big fat freaking win. Thanks for coming to my hobby prison. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. So we're wrapping up the Whiskey Juliet project, and I realized I haven't taken you guys out for a test drive. And I've driven it about 100 miles or so, and it runs really, really good. So we're going to take you out for a little ride and just talk about it. Okay, here we go. So everything works on the Jeep that I can tell. I wish I would have kept it. I found an oil change sticker in here, and the oil change was due at 186,000 miles thereabout, and the date changing, I don't remember the month, but it was in 2016. So the oil wasn't due for a change until another 1,000 miles from now, and 7 years ago. So I mean, I don't know when it was last driven or registered, but I think that gas, it had to be 7 years old. So we got new gas in it, and we fixed the issue in cylinder number 6, and I fixed that transmission fluid pressure switch, and it just runs fabulous.
Dang, flew right past me.
We're gonna head to a section of road where we can, well, the speed limit's 70. We're gonna go faster than that. This right here is 55. We're doing 69. There's no vibration. Air conditioning works good. It's got dual climate control. Car doesn't wander. Here we go, 70. We're gonna bump it up. Just kicked it down. We're doing 75. Yeah, this is a good car. No issues so far that I can tell. The engine's not running hot. It's sitting right about 210 where I guess it's supposed to be. Oil pressure's good. All the other gauges are good. And we're almost at 80 in the 70. So I'm going to shut her down and we're going to head over into the desert and try out the four-wheel drive. To the desert, and we're gonna four-wheel this. This has got quadra drive, and I guess it's really a good four-wheel drive system. I guess it's like having lockers in both the front and the rear at the same time, so we're gonna check that out. I think you did really good.
I think you did too.
And I didn't want to pick out anything too gnarly because of the tires, you know.
Right.
I bet they're 1,000,000 years old, but this thing did really good. There's a big bunch of rocks right here.
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of, popping your tires.
Popping the tires, yeah.
I just got a really good spot of your dashboard.
Oh, good. I like the dashboard pictures. But I once this thing gets a little bit of a lift on it, some good tires. I think these tires are even just all season radials. I don't even think they're all terrain. But even so, they're really old. But yeah, pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Gauges are still good. The 4-wheel low works. The 4 high works. I think it was a good deal. I mean, it took a lot of time to get it fixed, didn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it did. But that's only because somebody had your engine.
All right.
Should we show them Wyoming traffic?
Yeah.
Here's Wyoming traffic.
Can they see it clear up there?
I don't know yet.
All right. Let's see if it shifts out of 4 low.
Okay.
Yep, shifted right out. Well, I just went to Home Depot. I had to get a tote for the kids' Nerf guns, so we quit spreading them out all over my garage. But just wanted to run it around town, Whiskey Juliet, see if anything shook loose on it after going up that little hill. And no, it is running as well as it ever has. So I think that's about it for this episode. We're not done by any means with the project. We've still got to fix the cruise control. The heated seats need fixing. They're notorious for breaking the wires in the seats. But I think it's the switches. It's probably both, the switches and the wire in the seats. But that's for another video. Anyway, I want to thank you for stopping by and visiting me at prison, My Hobby Prison. Hope you all have a great day.